Hey everyone, welcome back to another game of chess. This is day 62 and we won our last game yesterday. And so let's see if we can win again today and win all week and see if we can climb up to 1700 on our journey to 2000 ELO. Let's see who we're playing. I've played so many games with black this week. Let's see if we can get a game with white. And I am thinking about playing the Jobava London again. Because, here we go, we're playing white. Because I want to get a bit more solid with the opening. I don't want to just keep trying new openings. And I think this is a very good system that I can definitely improve at. This guy I'm playing is 1000 ELO from Ireland. If I lose this, I'm going to lose like 100 points. Okay, he's bringing the bishop out here. Maybe this is good because you can sort of see how to simply win against a low-rated opponent. But, okay, he's bringing the bishop out to here. I have this move threatening the pawn over here. I think I'm going... No, let's just keep it simple. I'll just play the standard move e3. But I can come here and maybe target this pawn. Yeah, I'm definitely going for this now because... I think this is a mistake bringing the knight here. Normally, the way to stop this threat is knight coming to a6, but now the knight is on c6, so there's nothing you can do there. Okay, this is his only way to sort of stop this. Pushing the pawn up to e5, we can take the pawn and threaten his knight. His knight's going to have to move. Then we can just push the pawn forwards and still have this attack. If I push here and he takes, which is probably what he's going to do to stop this attack, then we can take another pawn on f7 with check and then recapture the knight here. So we'll go for this. Maybe he comes here, but then we take this pawn with check, winning a rook. So he has to stop this threat on his c7 pawn, and then we're just going to grab another pawn here. So this looks pretty over for him. Maybe changing my rating range was not a good idea. I don't know. But we wanted to get a bit quicker games. I was sitting there waiting for like 5 minutes the other day when I was looking for a game. And there was nobody playing 10+5. Okay, so he has fallen into this sort of trap here. I can now take the pawn on c7 because my bishop is defending it. And then we can pick up this rook on a8. So we will check him here. He can move here, or he can take with a queen, which would not be advisable. And I'm trying to see if there's any like more of a continuation. I don't think there is. Like coming here, he can just defend with the pawn, and then I can't really take this because I lose the bishop. So I think we will just snag this piece for now. And he trades a knight for a bishop, which is fine. I'm up, so all trades are good for me right now. And I'm trying to see here, are there any kind of pins? I actually see a pin here. So if I don't know if this is the best move, but it does allow me to castle next turn. But I've put a pin here on his bishop, and maybe you guys can spot the tactic. Pinning the bishop, so the bishop can't move right now. And so is there another way that we can threaten that bishop? Yes, there is. We can push the pawn from f4 to f5, attacking the bishop. He can't take the pawn, and we'll be able to capture him no problem. But he'll probably spot this tactic. He is 1000 ELO, so maybe he won't spot this. And often, okay, so he did spot it. Good. Okay, so now I'm looking at his king. His king's in the open. We're going to castle and look for a big attack now. Normally when you castle queenside and your queen is on e2 or f3, kind of like in the Black-Mardimer gambit that we've played a few times, you have to be careful of the bishop slicing through both of your pieces. But here, he doesn't have anything supporting that bishop, so this is okay to castle here, I think. Okay, he's attacking this pawn. Always try to think what is your opponent doing with his moves. I don't see any threat here. I'd like to, bring my queen up here and attack, but I think that's a little too early for the attack. I'm also looking at this move, pawn c4. He can't take because the pawn is pinned to the king again. So we're kind of abusing pins this game. And if he tries to move his king away, we have a very nice fork on his knight and his bishop. I don't know if this is a great move. Moving the pawns in front of your king generally isn't good, but I do see this tactic, and it's maybe a little tricky for the opponent to get out of it. If he moves the king, then he loses a minor piece, and if maybe he should push his pawn. Maybe that's the answer here for him, but maybe that'll be a little tricky for him to spot. But he can't take the pawn because of the pin. So okay, so he did spot that. So maybe we will now double down on attacking this. Let's bring the knight out and attack this pawn. See if we can win a free pawn here. He moved his king away. He's got 2 defenders on this pawn, and we only have 2 attackers. So we need 1 more attacker on this pawn. So we can't take him yet. We could distract one of his defenders, like, you know, moving our pawn to b4, and then we could come in and take this one. But that doesn't seem to be how we should play this yet. I think I haven't made maybe the best moves this game, and I've made the position a little more confusing, but I do think coming here to e5 looks like a pretty good move. If he takes, we undouble our pawns, or we can take with check, hitting the bishop, hitting the king, and hitting the pawn. So it looks like we might be able to win some material here if he does decide to take our knight. And if he doesn't want to take our knight, we can just take his knight because we're ahead. So when you're ahead and you want to close out a game, the best way to do that is by trading down. My opponent says, "Bro, why didn't you do fried liver or take my knight earlier? Are you farming me for views? I feel like I know you." I don't know what this guy's on about. Okay. So anytime a piece moves, you kind of want to try to think about what's your opponent doing. And here, it looks like my opponent is setting up some kind of discovery. Maybe he's going to move the bishop and attack with the rook, something like that. So if I take here, he can take with king. I could check, win this pawn, and then my bishop holds this one. I think this is fine. We're going to trade down. This guy is from Ireland. Mike Ziwang. We'll see what he takes with. If he takes with pawn, then I have this check, winning this pawn, and if he took with king, then I had this check, winning this pawn. Okay, so we'll check here, and he has to defend here if he wants to keep his bishop. Now we do have like pawn a5 at some point, and then maybe he have to take, and then I could win the pawn back. I could go for this. And if he doesn't try to stop a5, then okay, he didn't try to stop it. So we'll go for this, check, and now we're gonna win the bishop. I could have taken this, it just seemed a bit boring. I don't know. I don't think this game that I've played has been very accurate. I feel like there's probably been a lot of mistakes. But that's okay. That's okay. We just been trying to spot a bunch of tactics, and it's been kind of a silly game. Okay, so he's moved his king down. We can take this with check. We take here, he can block with queen, which is fine because we want to trade to an endgame. We can also check the king here, and if he takes, then we have another piece in the attack. I think I kind of like the look of this. He has to take. He has to take here, and then we'll check here. And he can come back to here, but then we have checkmate here. GG. Well, that was not too difficult. We probably made a bunch of mistakes. Let's have a look at the game review here and see how poorly we played. Yeah, 71.7, so not the most accurate game. We played at quite a low level, and I kind of felt that we did because we were just trying to take advantage of our low-rated opponent, maybe going for just quick, cheap tactics, and that's probably not the best way to play chess. But let's see what we missed, because we definitely missed a lot. Okay, so here this is a blunder, and we could have just taken the knight. So I didn't even see that because I'm bad at chess. But we missed that. We went with our plan here. He again left his knight without defenders. But we went for this move. check. And here we probably should have taken the knight. Yeah. So taking the knight would have made more sense. But that's okay. I did think that this was maybe a little inaccurate. Probably the best move here was developing a piece. Generally, develop. That's what you want to do in chess. But yeah, we missed a lot of stuff because we didn't even see that our queen was attacking this knight, which is really honestly so bad. But we are in a big time winning position. Here, I didn't feel like this was a great move because it's moving the pawn in front of our king, but we were going for some cheap tactics. And now we're able to... Okay, it didn't mind this move. I'm wondering, did it like this move more? Yeah, so taking the free pawn was best. I just felt like this was a bit boring, and we can probably checkmate the king a little quicker. Check the king. Check the king. Here, it doesn't like this move as much. Let me retry this. Is this checkmate in one? Oh, this was a mate in one because the pawn holds the square. Yes, I actually missed mate in one. That's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, the king can't move anywhere. Oh dear. But regardless, we got a checkmate, so not too bad. We checkmated the king on a2, which is kind of funny. Yeah, guys, that was not a very high level game, but I was playing a low rated opponent, so maybe when you play low rated opponents, you can afford to make dubious, questionable moves. Roast me in the comments again, but this is our second win this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the game, and I will see you guys tomorrow.